Why is identifying the age of your audience important? As entrepreneurs and business owners, we know that if we have a clear plan, anything becomes possible. And if you can have a clear plan, a clear process to create that plan, and a way to create clarity with your partner or spouse, you can drive to amazing heights. I'm going to give you 5 specific reasons why. All right, so if you're like, dude, I just want to do some marketing. I just want to get some marketing out. Most people, especially entrepreneurs, most of them actually kind of find marketing annoying and almost like busy work. So they want to hand that off, or they give it to somebody young who does social media or whatever. But the reality is if you try and market to everyone, you're going to do a really poor job, and your likelihood of success is pretty small. And this comes from somebody, literally I've had 16 companies, I've worked with leadership teams and organizations, hundreds of them around the world. I have spent hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars on marketing, and a lot of it I don't even know what the hell worked. Because the evolution is a lot of entrepreneurs go through is like, we're doing okay, we need to do marketing. So who knows marketing? And they think marketing is associated with social media. They give it to the youngest person in the room who knows social media, and they sort of just hand it off. Or they contract with somebody who may or may not be able to help them. But the reason identifying the age is so important is it's one of the 3 key things that we need to identify when we're creating a successful marketing program. And those 3 things are, number 1, what is the demographic? Who are they? What is their age? What are their age? And if you can narrow it all the way down to, it's a 55-year-old in the C-suite who does accounting, it's going to allow you to market in a very different way. If you're saying, I want to do young and this, great, let's figure out who the age is. If you can figure out gender, if you can figure out socioeconomic status, it's going to help you in so many different ways. Best place to start with that, if you have clients, find out who your best clients are, and start looking at them. But the first is the demographic. Who are they? The geographic is where are they? Now, for me as an advisor and consultant, for me, in essence, my geographic area is the English-speaking world. For what you're seeing on the internet, people can see it forever. Now, when I do my coaching, I have some limitations, and I primarily stay in North America for time zones. I do some work in Europe, but ideally I've defined exactly where I want. Those are more outliers. So you start to figure out what is your demographic, your geographic. If you have an ice cream store, it may be your site plus 2 miles. Who knows? You start figuring that out. And then the third thing is to start to figure out the psychographic. The psychographic is, what is it they value? What are the things, what are the motivations, what are they looking for? When you start to understand the demographic, the geographic, and the psychographic, that means basically the age, where are they, and what do they care about, that helps. Now the next step is going to be to dive in and really identify what is the problem you're solving for people. This is an area that most people completely drop the ball when it comes to marketing. What they end up doing is they want to tell you all about the features and benefits. They want to tell you about the artisan wheat and the stone ground this and all that, where somebody's really just, I'm hungry and I want a piece of bread. So if you can really, once you've identified your age person, the demographic, who that person is, where they are, and what they value, you even can create an avatar and sort of say, okay, this is Jane so-and-so, and this is what we think she likes, and here's where she lives. Great. Now, what problem are you solving? And identify what are the outcomes you're providing. If you can identify the problem and define the outcomes that your service or product provides, huge value, huge steps there. Because once you start to know these things, starting with why age is so important in your audience, then it's going to allow you to start defining where are these people. I'm 56, I'm an old guy, I occasionally will look at Facebook. I hate the idea of Instagram, and I don't even like Twitter. I spend a fair amount of time on LinkedIn, and there's other areas that people can find me. But once you start identifying the age, well, there's an old adage. Where should you fish? Where should you market? You should market where the fish are. And this helps you by defining the age, the things that people value, and you can keep narrowing it down into smaller and smaller groups. Once you start to do this, you've defined the age, you've defined where the geography is and what they value, then you've defined the outcome, the problem you're solving and the outcomes you provide. Then you really start narrowing it in, and then the next step is test test. A/B test all the time. Try this, try that. It is amazing when you're testing in different ways. People do it all sorts of different ways, but sometimes just a little tweak on one word, switching 2 words around, can have a big impact on how it starts to drive marketing. So ideally, you found some value with this, and it's important figuring out why identifying the age of your audience is important. If you have other questions, you're welcome to reach out. We have an entire course at aspiringsolopreneur.com. You're welcome to pick up the book. If you have questions, reach out. Thank you very much for investing the time. Like this, subscribe, check out some of the other stuff. Keep smiling.